Good morning. My name is Nadana Carter. That's spelled N''DANA, the last name common spelling, CARTER. I am the lead organizer for the mental health movement, and the reason that we are here today is because we are doing something called the Body Bag Project. We will be here for the next 5 hours collecting stories of people whose lives have been harmed, ruined, murdered, loved ones through this administration. The reason this is important is because this is the mayor that has said, if I knew, I would change. I would do better. So what we are calling people to do is give those stories. Hand them at the end of the day. We'll have poets throughout the day, singers throughout the day, and what we'll do first is have the bag with the stories that we've collected so far blessed. We have other organizations that will be coming and joining us throughout the day and leaving their stories. Most of them will just leave their stories in our body bags here. We chose to use black garbage bags because many people feel that this is the mayor that has trashed our lives. Not a regular body bag, but a black garbage bag, something that is disposable, as he seems to believe that we are. So we're expecting the mayor, when he receives the letters from the people giving their complaints about things that have happened, traffic tickets, where people are losing their cars, a lot of people are losing their cars, deaths, all kinds of things that are happening because of this administration's failure to treat human beings civilly. We have given people the phone number, both their alderman and the mayor. We expect people to contact the mayor within 2 to 3 days after having received the complaints. And we're telling people to go forward with calling their alderman because that is your first line of defense. We have other supporters, Grassroots Collaborative, but they have an action, so they're not able to make it, but we do have some of their stories in our bags. Single Payers has been working with the mental health movement from the beginning. It is important that what we want is to make sure everyone in the city of Chicago is safe. Part of that is the mayor being able to keep his word. If you say that if you knew, you would do, we're holding him to his promise. He said if he knew, now we're gonna hold him to his promise. So throughout the day at 3:30, we're going to actually turn over our stories and our complaints to the mayor. We're going to get a contact number and pass it along to everyone, but right now we're using the contact number that the mayor is giving everyone. All 50 aldermen, we have a book that we're giving everyone, a pamphlet that we're giving everyone with instructions of what to do after they have given their complaint to the mayor's office. So the next person that's going to speak is Ann Sheets from the Single Payers. Are there any questions though? No questions?
I want to hear what you have to say first, and then we may have questions.
Want to hear what I have to say?
Excuse me.
You said you wanted to hear what I had to say?
Well,
Everybody.
Okay.
speakers too. Yeah.
Okay. And
Thank you, Nadana. My name is Ann Sheets, ANNESCHEETZ. I live in Chicago. I know many people who have been directly harmed by the policies of this administration, and that is harmful to the community that I live in and to me. But I'm here speaking today representing the Illinois Single Payer Coalition Chicago. Under the single payer healthcare program that we work for, mental health care that people need will be covered for everyone. Services will be located where they're needed, and poor people will have access to the same mental health care as the rich. Because the system, when enacted and implemented, will be universal and simple, we will not waste money on insurance company bureaucracy and CEO compensation, complicated billing systems which have harmed the clinics, and managed care contracts, which have also harmed the clinics. The public mental health clinics that we're talking about today, one of the things we're talking about today. We will use our money to provide actual care. The Illinois Single Payer Coalition works with the Chicago mental health movement for a health system reform based in social justice and that is also sustainable economically for the lifetimes of our children and grandchildren. Thank you.
There are a few people here that do want to tell you some of the stories of the challenges that they've had with this mayor's office. For 7 years, we've been working to make sure that mental health clinics, public mental health clinics, are kept open. This mayor has refused to fund the public mental health clinics. Instead, he has made sure that CDPH has written grants to fund private providers. There's an ordinance that was presented to City Council in January. In that ordinance, the ordinance was passed, but it was sent to the Health Committee. Alderman Cardenas, who is that chairperson, is not our friend. So every time an ordinance goes before him, he just lets it sit and he doesn't have a hearing. This is very important because we only have 1.5 psychiatrists for the 6 mental health clinics. You've heard that story before and it has not changed. Things are actually getting worse for the mental health clinics. Every time a therapist retires, they never hire anyone else. There's no clerical staff. We are losing people because the city has decided that they would not accept any insurances. So now the clinics are in the red because not only do they not accept any insurance, they're letting people come in for free, which will cause the clinics to close because there is no income. There's an ordinance now in the Health Committee that is requiring that the city actually hire psychiatrists within the 4 months that that ordinance is passed, and that the city of Chicago will join 3 managed care networks, which will bring in steady income for the mental health clinics. Also, that ordinance is requiring that the city of Chicago write grants to support the public mental health clinics. We have had people die since the mental health clinics have closed from depression, from suicide. We had over 400 suicides the year our public mental health clinic closed. Things are not getting better. The people that are being murdered by the Chicago Police Department, it's a problem because they are not mental health professionals. There's a lot of other things happening, but one of the things that we are calling for is a mental health hotline that would run 24/7 and be staffed by mental health professionals. Some of the people that we will hear from today are people whose stories are about the homeless that are living on the streets because they do not have any place to go and there's no mental health care for them, and a lot of people that are homeless are dealing with mental health challenges. The next person I'm going to call on is a member of the mental health movement, and that is Diane Adams.
Hello, my name is Diane Adams, D-I-A-N-E-A-D-A-M-S. I'm with Southside Together Organized for Power. I have a story to tell. In 1996, I lost my son. He was murdered on the streets. And then after that, in 98, I tried to commit suicide. 2005, I was in a coma for 8 months and out of commission for a year. So all that, I had went to the Department of Mental Health. First, I was seeing a psychiatrist and a therapist. Then after I came out of the coma, then I went back to mental health, which they had put me in psychosocial rehab, PSR. That's teach you how to live back in the community. But at the time, I was on 3 medications. Right now, as of today, I'm on 1 medication. I'm not asking everybody to be strong like me, but at least give them a chance. Now, I was moved from 79th I read off Racine to 63rd and Low, which at first I was taking 2 buses, Ashland to 79th, 79th to Racine. Now I gotta take 2 buses and a train to go to 63rd and Low. See, they took us out of our comfort zone, and that's not fair because a lot of people got lost in the system. There are people out there that need shots. They not getting their shots. There's people out there that's homeless. They don't have access to these clinics. All we asking the mayor is, if they can, each year open at least 1 or 2 of these clinics. It don't cost that much to open these clinics. It cost $3.2 million to have all 2 of them open. All we need is fully staffed. We need psychiatrists. We need therapists. We need that clinic full staff. When they retire, rehire somebody else to take their position. Because it's not fair to have all us out here. Then if you miss an appointment, it's going to take you 3 months to get another appointment. That's not fair. And then you got one psychiatrist come to your clinic once a week. They can't take care of everybody. You need at least 2. You know what I'm saying? Inglewood is in a low-income area, and they need help there badly. All I'm asking the mayor, please do something with my center. Help us build it up. Only way y'all can make money is to go on, take this insurance network. Because you got to lose money to make money. If these people know that they can come to these clinics that fully staffed, then they know they are secure. But they ain't gonna come if you ain't got no staff there. So we asking you all to please, Mayor, can you do this for us? Thank you.
The next person I'm going to introduce is one of the people that fought for the trauma center in Hyde Park, well, at the University of Chicago. They were oftentimes arrested, and that had everything to do with this administration. And in fact, I believe that the reason that there is now a talk of actually giving the trauma center is because the mayor was in trouble at the first of the year, and he decided to open the trauma center, make it available. Darius?
Morning. My name is Darius Lightfoot, D-A-R-R-I-U-S, Lightfoot, L-I-G-H-T-F-O-O-T. I'm the co-founder and also organizer with Fearless Leading by the Youth, FLY. My friends, my peers, they're getting murdered every single day. And what's Rahm Emanuel answers to my young people, to my peers, to my family? His answer is close more schools, privatize more resources, leave the underprivileged communities the way that they are, and even more horrible if possible. Our young people are dealing with traumatic wounds, mentally, physically, emotionally. We need resources. We need mental health services. We need health care. We need equity health care in order to survive. Mayor Emanuel, we are calling, we are demanding, we are insisting that you reopen the mental health clinics. We are demanding that you give services to our people. We are demanding that you utilize the South Side to its best abilities, and if not, step back and let the people who know how to do it, the people who know the community, run their own community, because we are capable. It is possible. And what these young people see, their friends on the ground dying, blood coming out their body, that's traumatic. That does something to you. And if we don't even have the opportunity to see if something is wrong there, if we don't have the opportunity to fix the problem, then how can it ever get fixed? And for young people and elders and mental health patients to have to barricade themselves and the mental health clinic in the Woodlawn area to show you that we care about our people dying, to show you, Mayor Emmanuel, that we care and that we want our people to live, and you still don't listen and you still shut them down? Our response is we're gonna fight. Our response is we won't give up. Our response is there is no timeline on justice. There is no timeline on oppression, and we will beat this, and we will keep coming hard. So I thank you all for listening. Rom, Emmanuel, we are extra door. We will stay extra door, and this fight will continue. Appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Veronica Morris Moore, VeronicamorrisMorrisMorrisMoore. I'm here to speak today mostly because I believe in the Black woman, Nadana Carter, who is sacrificing herself to lift up the stories of people. I believe in the mental health movement, where people are sacrificing themselves and their mental health to fight for the access that we need. And I share that energy in the fight to get a level 1 trauma center on the south side of Chicago. But outside of these issues and outside of just these particular situations, what we are experiencing in this country right now and at this time is something that we are calling anti-Blackness, where institutions, governments, public officials are strictly coming up with policies, continuing a history of racism and Black genocide that has existed in this country for too long. It is important now more than ever that Black people tell their stories, to affirm that Black lives do matter, and to also affirm that there is still heavily racism and, most importantly, anti-Blackness that exists in this community. The fact that the 6 mental health clinics closed on predominantly South and West Side neighborhoods is anti-Black. The fact that there aren't enough Black physicians in mental health facilities is anti-Black. The fact that resources are always being taken away from poor communities, particularly communities of color, that is anti-Black. This mayor is not a mayor of Chicago. He is a mayor of anti-Blackness. The administration is an administration of anti-Blackness. And so we have to continue to fight. We have to continue to unite amongst issues and amongst colors and amongst boundaries, because if we do not, we will continue to be complicit in a system that is anti-Black and is murdering Black people intentionally. And so I encourage everyone who is here and who also has a story to tell to participate in the Body Bag Project, because it's time that we tell the truth about this racist country.
Our last speaker is going to be someone that served this country and is struggling. We do not have enough care for our veterans. The city of Chicago does not open its clinics to everyone, which is a problem. Its mental health clinics, which is a problem. Our veterans are forced to go to the VA. Our veterans are not serviced at our public mental health clinics. She's dealing with some challenges. Please come and introduce yourself.
I'm Nancy Stiles. I served in the Army. I have a disability, a couple of them, but if it wasn't for the VA, I wouldn't be here. I don't know how other people who aren't veterans deal with their mental health when they don't have anywhere to go. And some of the veterans don't even are on the streets. And they went to the military just to protect the U.S.
And the U.S. let them down. And our veterans are forced so much to beg. Her story is the same kind of story when we hear Black Lives Matter, and I'm black, so I can say this, because when a veteran goes to fight a war in another country and they come back and they can't even go to city clinics for mental health care, those same city clinics do not treat the children that are on the street that need mental health care. This is a woman who has been through many, many tragedies. She's dealing with, among other things, PTSD. And I say it quickly, but it's a huge, huge condition. And to have to live with it and to not be able to go into a city clinic where your tax dollars, where your work, your life, your friends, this is a story that the mayor needs to deal with. He's got people like this veteran and so many other thousands of veterans in the city and all over this country, by the way. Our veterans are limited to being serviced at a center that has their name on it, VA, instead of the city or the state where they're in. She shouldn't be standing here crying. What she should be able to do is walk into a city public mental health clinic and have someone deal with whatever her challenges are. So here we go. This is something the mayor said I didn't know anything about. Well, here we go. Today he will know this story.
The politicians all say they're for veterans. Kirk says he's for veterans. Trump's saying he's for veterans. But what are they doing for veterans? What are they doing for veterans? I see homeless veterans come to the VA, and a lot of homeless veterans, they stay there almost all day and night until they get kicked out. I mean, I was inpatient at the VA for mental health issues and for other issues. It's just, if I didn't have them, like I said, I wouldn't be here. I don't know how other people with mental illness deal with everyday life when so many agencies have been closed because of money. And then Ram is building a flyover, a walkover. I mean, I don't know what it's called. He's spending money on things for the non-disabled that are not accessible to the disabled, whether you can see the disability or not. It's just...
He didn't know. This is a story he did not know. This is a story he will know. And what I want you all to know is how he responds to her story, if he responds at all. At the end of the day, at 3:30, we will be getting throughout the day. People have been calling me and texting me that they're on their way with their stories. At the end of the day, when people bring their stories, hers is going to be one of the stories. This proud veteran story is going to be one of those. While he's building some flyover and he's building some layover and whatever, people are dying. People that died for him to have the right to live. And that's why we're here. Our stories are going to be important. And we will let you know whether or not this mayor is going to respond to those stories. Now, we don't have our bags full, but part of our ceremony and the memorial service is to bless the stories that we have now. Pray for the people that will be here later and tell their stories. And we have Pastor Darling from People's Church that is going to pray for the spirits, for the people, and for the mayor, that he answers the questions, that he answers the complaints, that he actually takes action. So if everyone would gather around while we're getting ready to pray for the stories and pray for the people's lives.
Should I pull the mics out?
Thank you so much.